Hi there, I'm James Strode, publisher of the Global Legal Insights to Fund Finance, and joining me today is Wes Misson, co-head of Cadwalader's Fund Finance team and of course contributing editor to the Pink Book. Wes, thanks for joining.
Yeah, James, thanks for having me. And Cadwalader's been a long-time sponsor since the inception of the Pink Book, and personally, I'm very thrilled to be a contributing editor for the second consecutive year and continue to take this forward, what we think is the greatest legal resource in our industry.
That's very kind, and we're glad to have you and of course everyone else contributing as well to us a successful 2024 edition. We'll come on to that in a little bit. I just want to kick off by just seeing how things are shaping up for you and the team in 2024. Do you think the deal flow is going to be keeping you busy this year or other things?
Yeah, we definitely do. And look, last year was a tougher year for our market. No surprise there. We're still tabulating our market totals that we usually roll out in Miami in terms of tracking our data and trying to spot market trends. But right now it's looking like we're coming in around 200 billion worth of transactions that we closed last year. But that means origination volume was also down, 17%. And I'm hearing at some segments of the market, it was down 30% or more. So, different type of year, but I think folks were able to, stay really busy on other types of things, whether it was refis or servicing the portfolio or doing, more bespoke projects to try to find some solutions for clients. And I think there's kind of two main themes that we saw. One is, our product is a rate indifferent type collateral value, and we also saw some lender optionality in the market, more so than usual. What I mean by rate indifferent collateral value just refers to the fact that when you're talking about a subscription line, the uncalled capital is not impaired by higher interest rates, unlike virtually all other secured lending products that compete for bank balance sheet. And then the lender optionality component refers to the fact that lenders had a lot of optionality here in terms of annual renewals to allow them to revise facility size, economic terms, raise pricing, put in new covenants, enter into new deposit account arrangements. We saw a lot of movement across depositories in the market with everything going on with the banking crisis. And so, look, I think these themes were certainly helpful to our practice and to support overall transaction volume in 23. And I think we're going to have a more stabilized market going forward in 24. And so I think we're going to see subscription origination up a tick. And I think we're going to see, even fundraising being down. I think it's going to start to come back. I mean, last year, if you look at fundraising numbers, you were talking about $1.2 trillion raised across almost 2,700 funds. Now, the overall dollar amount, the 1.2 trillion, that's pretty good, right? That was just down from the last few years. That takes us back to 2018 totals, but the fund count, significant acceleration of flight to quality takes us back to 2014 numbers in terms of that. And so, I think that's going to mean smaller facility sizes. And more syndication in general, which was a big theme of the last, 18, 20 months. That'll continue, but I do think we're going to see more deal flow overall. And then I think the NAV space, which has been particularly hot in our market, is going to continue with secondaries and continuation funds making significant gains with NAV financing as we go forward in 2024.
Yeah, great stuff. And obviously a little bit of stability, positivity there in your response. An elephant in the room, so to speak, perhaps, is that access to liquidity this year, right? I mean, do you have any predictions around how that might drive innovation this year? And I guess anything that might plug the gap, so to speak?
Yeah, look, I think this is already happening with institutional money flowing into subscription lines. You've got higher yields. We're building in term loan tranches with some frequency now, and a lot more conversation about future deals where that's going to happen. Facilities are being rated. Rating agency criteria has already been rolled out by some of the rating agencies, and others are working on the same right now. And we're generally seeing more structured solutions available to provide both liquidity and regulatory capital relief for the banks.
Yeah, good stuff. Great. Well, look, Wes, I appreciate your time coming on, joining us. Before we go, I would love for you just to, tell everybody who's watching this a little bit more about what's coming up in the 2024 edition of the Pink Book. I mean, it's in its 7th edition now, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that the innovation in terms of the content hasn't stopped, just like within the industry itself. But I'll let you hand over to the folks and explain what's coming up.
Yeah, certainly, James. Look, it's hard to believe it's been 7 years now, right? That's a lot of content that we've pumped out into the industry, and really, it's a valuable resource that the industry needed at that time, and certainly it's become something that sits on my bookshelf and I go to with great frequency, and I know others do as well. There's been an evolution of a lot of key fund finance materials and topics in this edition around sublines, NAV facilities, umbrella facilities. There's regional overviews and comparisons alongside industry intersections with securitization and M&A. And, we've got some new hot topics this year that do in-depth dives and pref equity, CFOs, ratings in the industry, as I mentioned a bit earlier, and then also a Cadwalader piece around NAV and some talk on alternative capital sources and relief tools for the banks, which is going to continue into 24 and particularly with Basel III in-game rules rolling out in the not too distant future in the U.S. So look, all these topics set aside 21 jurisdictional overviews, just like in the prior Pink books. And I think with all the new content, the 24 edition has the widest and best coverage to date. So we're very pleased to support and roll it out. Yeah,
that's great. And you're spot on. I think in terms of chapter count, we are at the largest, and certainly jurisdictional coverage this year is as well. So look, to everybody watching this, you'll be able to get it online this year, free of charge. You'll be able to download an ebook if you can't get your hands on a copy, whether that's in Miami, London, or in Asia. We'll be at all the FFA events, of course. So look out for further news on that. Wes, thanks for joining again. Appreciate your time. We'll catch up in warmer climates in just over a month's time, and look forward to seeing you and obviously the whole team and everybody else. I appreciate it.
Very much look forward to it, James. Thank you.
Take care.